very unexpected. Hey, hi, howdy, how you doing? Welcome back. Today we are doing things a little bit different because I am trying to answer a question that has plagued me while I'm in the shower for quite some time now. And that question is, why are lenses so expensive? Now, obviously, when you buy an expensive lens, you know the image that you're going to get out of that is going to be crisp and clean. But with the technology in cameras nowadays and every image looking crisp and clean, I wondered to myself, could you use old lenses that are fairly cheap and get an image that is somewhat comparable to a modern day lens out of a newer body? And that led me to old lens on a new body, the Lumix S5. What do you get? And by golly, I put on my work boots and I went out into the field and I did some research. Me and my girlfriend put together a little sequence using two old Nikon lenses, a 35 and 50 millimeter, and it turned out, I'll let you guys be the judge. Here it is. Pretty good. Alright, don't forget to go down and leave a comment and let me know what you guys thought of our garden. And while you're down there, it'd be a huge help if you could subscribe to the channel. That would help us do further research down the road. Thanks a lot. So in all honesty, those clips did come out a lot crisper than I thought they were going to. And if you look at these pictures, tell me if you can tell which lens is which. Give you a second to look at them. Alright, so let me know down in the comments if you were able to tell the difference between these two lenses, because let me tell you what, it is tricky to tell the two apart. Especially after you do a little bit, and I mean a little bit of color correction, you can't tell the difference. And even when you zoom in to 200%, it's still hard to tell the difference when it comes to sharpness. And this is the one thing that I'm most worried about when it comes to putting older lenses on a new body. Because the color correction, if you're shooting on a 10 or 12-bit camera, you can change the color of these lenses to match pretty much anything without having to do that much work. That being said, there are going to be some lenses out there that the color is way off and you're going to have to do a lot of tweaking to get it to match. I just got lucky with these because the color was pretty spot on. The other thing that I will say is when it comes to vintage lenses, a lot of the times you have issues with color shift or color change when you're stopping down these lenses. I've noticed that this lens, or both of these lenses, do that to a certain degree. However, it's not something that is so unbelievably bad that it can't be fixed in post. And that's why I think this is the perfect setup when it comes to old, inexpensive lenses and a new body that shoots 10 or 12-bit color. It's kind of the best of both worlds. You get sharp images and the color can be corrected in post. Alright, this is a chart that our scientists made and that I absolutely did not make in the living room with my girlfriend, showing that the picture quality of the lens does go up concurrent with the price. However, what we are looking for is something more so in this range that can give us good to great quality for not so much money. Now that brings me to the price of this setup. You can get both of these lenses, the 50 and the 35mm, for around $100 a piece. And you can get an adapter, adapt it to L mount for about $30, and then you're off to the races for $250. And you do get good, if not great, sharpness out of these lenses. However, you may need to do a little bit of color correction. That being said, I do believe we deserve a like for this chart, because it took our scientists and our research team quite some time to compile this data. Thank you. Alright, so obviously when you get into lenses at this price point, there are going to be a couple of drawbacks when using them. So first and foremost, obviously these lenses do not have autofocus. However, if you're using a Lumix camera, that's something you pretty much already don't have, so not a big change there. If you're using any other camera brand, it's a pretty easy get around with just getting a follow focus. Secondly, the focus breathing on these lenses is pretty bad. Remember, these lenses were designed for photography, so when you're focus racking, as you can see here, you're going to get quite a bit of focus breathing. Then we already talked about the color issues, which some lenses are going to be worse than other lenses when it comes to that. And one other thing that I did want to touch on is a lot of the times when you hear people talking about using vintage lenses, it's to get a certain style or aesthetic. And I think a lot of the old lenses you can use and still come out with a clean, sharp image. But some of these lenses are going to have different characteristics. I think if you're looking to get a couple of cheap lenses to add to your kit, this is definitely a good option. I think it's more about what you do with the gear that you already have. So go out, be creative with what you have, and have fun. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, it would be a huge help if you could subscribe. That is all I have. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye bye now.